Apophis Asteroid Apocalypse Episode 11, written by J. M. Conradi. Continued from Episode 10. The act of killing and dumping two bodies to protect his home, haunted Ian. It is all fine and dandy, to collect a massive survivalist horde for the apocalypse, but how to prepare for it psychologically? How does one prepare for becoming a barbarian without also losing your soul? Civilization and spirit are not as intertwined as popularly believed. Surely there were many decent human beings, before inventions like copper or iron working, and agriculture, kick-started the famous cycle of civilization building. Yet it felt like his soul had bled out a little that night. Upon reaching the gate of the mountain reserve next day, they parked on the sidewalk, hoping to be able to open the parking ground from inside. Then they unhitched their small trailer, to be pulled by hand from here. A few trips would be needed to also empty their 3 vehicles. All those years the club resisted projects of the city to rezone and build there, petitioning, and publicizing the plants and animals, and warding off security complaints with a high fence and a community watch. The parking area was in the private yard of a club member, closed up, but several motor cars visible inside. When Ian tried to insert his rare key to open the mountain club's side gate, 2 men in camouflage appeared and said, "Stop. This area is now guarded, entrance strictly private. Why should we let you in?" Their guns were not aimed at him, but still looked menacing. This was not what the family expected after their short but arduous drive from their home, to the mountain. Really not much higher than a hill, less than 2 miles from their home. The mountain reserve fence began about halfway up the hill where property development was halted. This small nature reserve gave welcome respite inside the sprawling suburbs around. Driving there, however, had reinforced their difficult decision to evacuate their home. Biff was thinking whether other people were doing the same.
Or if they too were grabbing their belongings and heading for the hills to disappear and disassociate with the populated areas. His personal reverie was disrupted by the sight of an overturned station wagon with a wheel still spinning. They rolled past slowly, seeing nobody with the wreck and no signs of anyone nearby. It is likely that people will use such things, who try and make us stop. That observation went unanswered. None of them were that surprised how quickly mob rule took over. But all of them were quietly horrified how fast it happened, and how quickly a fellow human being would resort to animalistic violence when facing the terrifying prospects they all imagined. Picking up their speed again, the pickup along the winding roads gaining and losing elevation, in contrast to the long straight highways they had been traveling on before.
One of the 2 guards was talking on a 2-way radio, while the other one was clearly trying to get Ian and his family to go away. "I am a key-carrying mountain club member, and your sanctuary was originally my plan," protested Ian calmly. "Those days are gone, dude. Now we only allow those who bring enough value to the group," said the guard, a very young man or teenager. "Right," sighed Ian, "this is the value we bring," and he handed over his meticulous inventory list of goods, all 10 pages of it. The guard's eyes grew wide, and he began with a new objection, but his companion interrupted him. "Sorry sir, what is your name?" "I am Ian, and I think my brother Dave is already here with you." The older guard replied, "Good thing I radioed our HQ. This man is the one we've been waiting for, the missing council member Ian, the visionary who created the mountain sanctuary plan we implemented. Yours is one of only 6 keys we know of. You are welcome to unlock the gate, and bring in everything, sir. Then he added cautiously, we do have a rule about weapons though, nobody is allowed to carry in guns or bows, until you are confirmed in a job that requires it. The colonel is very adamant about that, simply because of the abnormal situation we are in. Colonel Charlie is here too, asked Ian rhetorically, then reluctantly told his family to hand over weapons, after first removing all ammunition. I hope that does not include my collection of swords. He nodded in the direction of the long sword sheath on his back. Slightly taken by surprise, the guard said, probably not. Then they began the arduous job of carrying half of their survivalist horde up the hill, leaving more long-term items in the one car they were allowed to park in the small secure parking area. The 2 older cars had to be left on the sidewalk. To the surprise of everyone except Ian, who measured it long ago, their small trailer precisely fitted through the gate, reducing the number of trips, with 4 men pulling it up a small gravel road. On that road they could see some bicycle and horse tracks. The light was dim even though close to noon, and the heat had dissipated quickly that April, ushering in an early autumn. The air quality, though, seemed to improve as the gentle but increasing slope led them higher. The colonel and council members were talking about the last week, when they heard that Ian, the strategist who designed their mountain hideaway, and his family had arrived at the gate. This is what they were talking about.
Charlie declared martial law. We are moving all medical supplies here to the firehouse and any food that can still be retrieved from the supermarkets, but most of that got cleaned out. I saw Food Lion. But all of the markets? Well, sir, I guess you could say it was a riot. Folks just started storming into the markets, taking what they wanted and then getting out. It got pretty ugly there for a while, mostly the outsiders. Outsiders? You know, the folks from the highway.
And so, Ian, Sheila, Marius and Biff found a new home, in a hostile new world, hidden from view in a large indentation on the flat top of that mountain reserve. Outside such sanctuaries, the world was going mad, local skirmishes echoing the stupid global war igniting around the globe. To be continued in episode 12.
Apophis, Asteroid Apophis,